Yes, people, welcome back to another video as we go through the transfer rumours again today. And today's rumours has got loads and loads of Chelsea shit in here, man. So I decided to bring on my mate Lewis, big Chelsea fan. Hopefully doing well, bro. You good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Been a bit of a boring last couple of weeks, but it's been a very, very entertaining window, man. It's great to be on. Big up, my guy.
I literally just said to you off air as well that like it's starting to pop off now as well, isn't it? So it's getting excited, man. It's getting excited. But let's get straight into it, man. This is from 90 minutes. Chelsea are considering a move for 30-year-old Manchester United and England defender Harry Maguire as France defender Wesley Fofana faces a lengthy spell on the sidelines after knee surgery. First of all, let's speak about Fofana because look, this is really unfortunate, mate. What we're hearing on this one is he out for the season here?
Basically, like I had like a physical therapist on my streams yesterday, and he was telling us the bare minimum for this sort of injury is 7 to 9 months, and that's even before getting back to a level like the Premier League. So I wouldn't really expect to see him this season. I don't really want to see him this season because I feel like if we did, we'd just be rushing him back. Someone with the injuries that this guy's had, it's his 7th knee injury in 4 years. Take all the time you need to come back. Exactly. On a long-term thing and everything, I don't think it's too damaging for us. Like ACL injuries aren't as deep now as they were 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's not really career-ending, and I think age is on his side in this sort of situation as well. It's just really unfortunate, and with the 70 million price tag and everything, people are now looking at him as a massive flop for Chelsea and all of that. I think it's too early to call, and honestly, with the performances he's had for us, in spite of where we finished, I wouldn't call him a flop. I think he's been one of our top 5 best players of last season. Petered off a bit towards the back end, but that I would put down to heavy Lampard tax because his defensive systems are just outrageous. And also, players are on the beach at that point. Like, it was hard enough to motivate players through February and March, let alone April after our second manager's been sacked. I could understand the dip off from then. Until then, he was one of our best performers. So just get well soon and come back.
It's so harsh, man. It's just like life just hitting you down, man. You know what I mean? He's a young guy trying to make his way at a top club, and he's just been struck by another injury. So wish him well in his recovery. What did you make about the first part? I mean, what are you hearing from the sort of Chelsea sources on Harry Maguire? Surely that's BS, man.
It's waffle. Absolute waffle. And I feel like our name is just being put in there just for the sake of clicks because the only other clubs interested are Tottenham and West Ham. And that don't really hit the same compared to Chelsea wants Harry Maguire. Really, like Fabrizio reported yesterday afternoon that Chelsea will assess the centre-back market in the coming days and weeks before coming to a decision. And by the way, we don't have to go for a centre-back. We got 1 game a week. People were fine with Chalobah being sold and going into next season with Silva, Badiashile, Colwill, and Fofana. Now it's Chalobah instead of Fofana. People want to act like it's an issue. To me, Chalobah's always been great depth for us. 8 times out of 10 gives you a good performance. No reason to sell. I'm fine with the centre-backs the way that it is. But if we want to entertain this Maguire thing, Harry Maguire to Chelsea goes against everything that our recruitment policy has been about the last year or so, which is about bringing in young talent. And if we wanted him, if we wanted a bit of experience, which I would understand, we would only go for Maguire for a loan move because why would we keep him in a high pressing, high line Pochettino system? Makes no sense. West Ham just got a loan offer rejected from United on Sunday. So they don't want to loan him. They want to sell him permanently. So
I think West Ham would be a perfect place for him, to be honest with you, bro. I think West Ham, play as you said, they don't press, they play deep, and that's where he's best, Maguire. I think it'd be a great place for him to go. It's just will West Ham pay the cash? Because as you say, United don't want to loan him.
Will Maguire even want to go? Because we know what his ego's like. I know players wouldn't want to go from top 6 downwards. So see what happens if his mentality's good.
Life on the bench, innit, bro? You know what I mean? Because he's not going to play at Man United. I think Ten Hag's made that pretty clear. But yeah, like I say, and I think I don't think going to Spurs would be very good for Spurs either. So we'll have to see what happens on that one. But yeah, I agree. I think it's waffle. This is a mad one. Obviously, it's been going on now for a couple of weeks. It's quite clear that Harry Kane, we believe, wants to go to Bayern Munich. He's ruled out PSG. Bayern Munich have held peace talks with Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy in their bid to sign 29-year-old England striker Harry Kane. That's from the Sun. You know what's funny on this one, bro, is I seen, who was it now? One of the board members of Bayern Munich was like, come out the other day and was like, yeah, Tottenham are going to have to reassess their pricing strategy for Harry Kane. I was like, bro, that's not how you do business with Tottenham. Well, what do you see, Harry Kane? Do you see him staying at Spurs? Do you see him making this move to Bayern Munich? And if you do see him making the move, how much do you reckon it's going to cost, man?
I think for Kane to leave now, it would have to be 100 million plus, even with the 1 year on his contract and everything, because that guy's the guaranteed league title if your squad's good enough, in my opinion. 30 goals in that Tottenham side last season. People were debating how mad that was compared to Haaland's getting 50 goals, and it's insane. It's insane. That Tottenham team is devoid of any creativity, and he's pulled 30 goals in just the league alone, let alone in all competitions. Has to go like he's on 3 years left, personally. But Levy's got to get rid of him eventually this summer unless he resigns. And I don't know. I'm not sure where Kane's head's at, because he could stay at Spurs for a year, test the waters with Postecoglou, see if he's actually worth staying around for, or Spurs could cash in right now and save themselves the embarrassment of him going to a rival club. Because in my opinion, if he don't leave this summer, he's never leaving England. He is about 45 or so goals away from breaking the record. I don't think he breaks that in one season, but he will get close enough that he will break it the season afterwards. And he won't leave England then. Won't leave England at all that close to a record. So if they want to get rid of him and they don't want him to join another English club, I get standing firm right now because it's still only the 19th of July. But if another month passes and Kane hasn't re-signed, you should just be getting rid of him. Because if not, the guy is staying in England, and I'll be the one to quietly say it, might even stay in London. Because it's just going to be about that. And it's going to be about the record and about keeping his family settled at that point.
Yeah, nah, man, completely agree. Couple of stuff on Newcastle now. Newcastle United could soon complete a deal for 25-year-old Leicester City and England winger Harvey Barnes. His arrival could mean the departure of 26-year-old French forward Alain Saint-Maximin, who has attracted interest from the Saudi Pro League. That's from the Daily Mail. And Al Ali have bid 25 million euros for Newcastle Saint-Maximin. That's from the Queep. And of course, I don't know if you've seen it, but Eddie Howe has basically said that, he's effectively said Saint-Maximin was going. I think that's the right move. I like Saint-Maximin. I think it's exciting to watch, but I think when you're in the Champions League, you need a little bit more solidity.
What's the fallout of Saint-Maximin? Because like a year ago, this guy was meant to be Mr. Newcastle.
I think that maybe he might be Mr. Newcastle. I think the fans love him, but realistically, is he that good consistently? I don't think so. And I think they've got to look for players who can deliver on a consistent basis now. And with Harvey Barnes, that's an interesting signing. I think that he's a good player and has potential. Maybe they're just thinking now's the time to cash in. And who knows? Maybe Eddie Howe just prefers, maybe doesn't really like Saint-Maximin. I'm not sure, but yeah, it seems that one's out the door. This is an interesting one. Liverpool are unlikely to accept the 50 million euros that Al Hilal are preparing to offer for 26-year-old Colombia forward Luis Diaz. That's from Record in Portugal. Yeah, I mean, Luis Diaz ain't going anywhere. I mean, he had obviously a difficult year last year with injuries, didn't he? What's your take on Liverpool, by the way? Because I think, from my point of view, I'd be interested to get yours because I've not heard your view on this. I think Liverpool could be City's strongest sort of opponents next year, because I think with Luis Diaz, with Salah, with Nunez, I think Nunez not hopefully, but I think he will start firing a rejuvenated midfield. I think they're going to be our main sort of title challengers. Where's your sort of thinking at with Liverpool? You think they're doing good business?
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth, bro. I can't lie. I thought Liverpool is going to be Liverpool City again, but depends on you guys too, because I've been saying City are overdue a season and just pissing the league from start to finish. And I low-key feel like this could be that season for you guys, if you guys start off on the right track. No words need to be said about the way you finish a season. We already know what that's about. But the start's always been a bit slow for you guys. If you start slow, I could see Liverpool making it a bit difficult for you. I still don't see anybody else winning the league, but if there's any club that's going to give you a challenge, it's probably them. I would have said Arsenal with this window, but they have to start Kai Havertz somewhere. Until I see how that's going to work, they're not title challengers. Sorry, step back.
Arsenal fans hate it when you say Liverpool are the main challengers next year. This club's going to be really exciting. Aston Villa have made an improved bid of almost £43 million for 24-year-old Bayer Leverkusen and French winger Moussa Diaby. That's from The Athletic. I think they'll end up getting this deal over the line, and I'm really excited to see Aston Villa next year, bro. You know what I mean? Emery come in there and done a madness.
They're making some smart signings, you know.
Yeah, bro. They are
really impressed with them.
They're going to have a decent year, and obviously they're in the conference.
And they should walk through the Conference League too.
Yeah, exactly. You know, barring any major dropouts from the Europa League, I think they've got a great chance of going on and winning that. The only concern would be, will that impact their league form? That would be the only concern I guess you'd have.
Did it to West Ham, yeah.
Exactly. This is another really sort of interesting one here. Bit of a debate going online with United fans on this side. In Manchester United are going to make a bid for Atalanta's 20-year-old Denmark striker Rasmus Højlund. If Atalanta do not reduce their €70 million valuation, United will turn their attention to 24-year-old Eintracht Frankfurt and French forward Randal Kolo Muani. That's from ESPN. Listen, the United fans are in a major debate with each other online about Rasmus Højlund. Atalanta want 65 million quid. I think he only scored like 10 goals last season. So on that front, it's not like a go and get him 100%. But people have said they've watched him, they've seen the potential. 65 million quid is a lot of money to spend on this one. If you was a United fan or you're in a United boardroom, what are you doing? Are you pulling the trigger on this? Bit of a gamble, but he's got a lot of potential. Just the scouts. What are you saying?
Both of them are gambles, in my opinion. That's the thing. None of them are really that proven. They've done well in the league with question marks about their translation from that league to the Premier League. So I don't know. Like, I think Kolo Muani's slightly more well-rounded, but Bundesliga forwards always come with big question marks to me, and we've been burned enough times by it personally. So I don't know. I don't know. Whoever's cheaper, really, I guess, would be the better move. I think Højlund would be a bit more physical. Actually, Højlund for the physical thing might be a little bit more of a better move. It depends on their preference. Do you want someone who's a bit more well-rounded and will get the best out of everyone around them, or do you want somebody who's more of just a straight goal scorer? Depends on what they're looking for. But for me, not too sold on either. I'm so indecisive on this already, just thinking about it, but I guess I'd lean more to Kolo Muani, but only just.
Well, they should be going balls deep for Kane, to be honest with you. That's what they should be doing.
Yes,
they should refinance every single asset they have and just go balls deep for Kane, but they're not doing it. A bit more on Chelsea now. Marseille are set to hold talks with Chelsea about Aubameyang, having agreed a 3-year deal with the 34-year-old Gabon striker. That's from The Guardian. And Chelsea want more than £40 million for 23-year-old England midfielder Conor Gallagher, with West Ham keen to sign the player. That's from Sky Sports. Conor Gallagher seems to me, from when I've been doing these videos, he's been on a lot of these rumours. Seems to maybe his future at Stamford Bridge is over. Would you agree with that?
I think just a lot of Chelsea fans either want him to go or they just don't really care whether he stays or goes. I'm more of the if he stays, cool. If he leaves, cool. Like, he's got a good mentality. I call him Mason Mount without the ego, but also a little bit less of the technical ability. And this is the problem. He's got great work ethic, all of that. Not an ounce of technical quality in there. Like, there's no range of passing, can't beat a man. He's not really positionally aware, link up play into all of that. But with the fact that we haven't really brought in a lot of midfielders just yet, I'm not really against him being here for one more year. I'll give him some time under an actual coach to see if he develops, but he's done nothing to really show to me that he deserves to stay. If they give 50 million for him, which is what Chelsea are looking for him, go. Perfect. I'm fine with that. Like, we've made good money for him. But if he wants to stay, he's not a cancer on my club or anything. So cool. Have one more year.
That's fair. That's a fair approach. This one is one that I think City should be looking at. Bayern Munich are willing to sell 28-year-old German midfielder Josh Kimmich. We've heard that Thomas Tuchel don't like Kimmich and Goretzka in the same team, so he's open to selling one of them. City are looking like we're going to get rid of.
Yeah, Goretzka's got West Ham links too.
Yeah, no, he has. And Kimmich, obviously, if we lose Walker, you could play Kimmich right back, invert to a midfielder. You could play him as a midfielder because we probably need one more. This is something that I think City should be at least inquiring about. But you mentioned midfielders. Chelsea potentially need a
Yeah, I was going to
midfielder.
say, forget City. I want to put the Caicedo talks on hold if this is serious. Because
Yeah. Well, apparently
Kimmich,
it is serious. Apparently Tuchel don't like Kimmich and Goretzka in the same team, so one of them's got to go. They got to choose which one goes.
I feel like it'll be Goretzka though, because Kimmich is too quality to let go. Too much quality there for you to get rid of just for Goretzka, who has declined a little bit in his ability personally. So I don't know. It depends on who goes personally, but you're going to have way more suitors for Kimmich who will offer way more money as opposed to Goretzka, and good reason. But yeah, if this thing's serious, I need Chelsea to put their name in the hat for him too.
Yeah, it's one to keep your eye on, bro, because I think you're going to start seeing more rumours on the Kimmich. Man United's Brazilian defender Alex Telles is close to a move to Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr. That's from The Athletic. Tottenham are in talks with Napoli over selling 27-year-old Argentina midfielder Giovanni Lo Celso. Not really hit the heights in England. This is another...
Edward.
Yeah. Liverpool have widened the age profile of transfer targets to replace 29-year-old Brazil defensive midfielder Fabinho, who is set to join Saudi club Al Ittihad for 40 million quid. Fulham's 28-year-old Portugal midfielder Joao Felix is a possibility. This for me is a bit of a brave move for Liverpool. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that Fabinho his standards have dropped a little bit, or maybe not a little bit, a lot. But if they let Fabinho go, I do think they're putting themselves under a lot of pressure to go and get a new CDM, because I think the signings of Szoboszlai and McAllister are great signings, but obviously Henderson's looks like he's going Saudi Arabia. If Fabinho goes as well, they then do need to make a big signing. Liverpool I know Fabinho's did drop off, but do you think they're making a mistake in letting him in go, or do you reckon he was that bad that actually they do need to cash in?
Henderson, I get. Fabinho, they need to keep.
Yeah, I think so.
Szoboszlai's coming in, McAllister's coming in. They haven't got another DM though, if I'm correct.
No, I don't think. Nah, they got like that.
Yeah, they need to keep
not
it.
serious.
It makes no sense.
Yeah,
unless the money they're offering is stupid and they could just get a younger replacement, then
40 million. I don't think that's stupid. He's still only 29. I think it's a bit of a weird one, but maybe. Listen, if Klopp thinks he can't do it anymore, then maybe get rid. But I thought that was pretty strange. Pretty strange for me. Is an interesting one. Obviously, former Chelsea player, Atletico Madrid's 23-year-old Portugal forward Joao Felix, who was at a loan spell at Chelsea last season, says it's always been my dream to play for Barcelona for Fabrizio Romano. Has that been confirmed? I've seen something this morning actually about a loan deal to Barcelona. How did he do for you? I know he was only there for not long, but there is a player in there, isn't there?
He was our best forward, but a bit too selfish on the ball and unlucky with his finishing. I won't say he was poor with his finishing. He just kept hitting the post, and I think that's just more bad luck than just poor technique. Yeah, I would have kept him, but on loan. It's like he didn't do enough to justify spending 88 million on the guy. But I would have brought him in for another year. I also think 6 months is too little time to properly judge him on.
Yeah, especially in that Chelsea team where it was just a bit of a nightmare, wasn't it? I don't think anyone was really gonna sort of shine in that team. Gremio's 36-year-old Uruguay striker Luis Suarez is close to joining former Barcelona teammate Lionel Messi at Inter Miami. And finally, Luton Town are set to sign Zimbabwe midfielder Marvelous Nakamba from Aston Villa. He's a good player. I like that Nakamba, actually. I think that's a good signing.
I recognise the name. Just don't really remember too much from him.
Nah, he's a good player.
Inter Miami are just trying to make some Barcelona All-Stars team, though. Yeah. That's crazy.
That's Beckham's team, isn't it? I'm sure that's Beckham's team. Yeah. Listen, it's going to be a madness. Transfer window is popping off. Just quickly, bro, before we finish off, you feeling optimistic? Like, where are Chelsea fans' head at? Like, last season was just abysmal. I remember watching your fan cams, man, on Chelsea Fan TV and was like, yo, this guy's in serious. He's in the hell. Yeah, it was bad, man. But how optimistic can you be? Because you're not going to go from 12th to title winners. Like, is top 4 on the cards? Is it just improvement? Like, what are you looking to see from Chelsea this year, man?
For me, it's top 4, and as long as we don't come near City, I want the cups, because we got the worst luck playing you away both cups in the third round.
You should have beat us. Which was the game that you should have beat us? It was at the Carabao Cup where Lewis Hall, I think, hit the post a couple of times, and he had a really good game.
Ortega was just on a mad one. I was fuming.
He was,
Like,
yeah.
number 2 keeper's better than both of our number 1s, but
I like Ortega.
difference
He's a
in
good
style
keeper.
and
Yeah.
everything. But as long as we don't face you guys, I want the cups because we should be treating them like it's a UCL. If we've got no Champions League football, there's our Champions League. No rotation at all.
Yeah.
Just go for top 4. I'm not going to demand it because I don't know what the state of the other teams are going to be like right now. But we should be competing for top 4 until the end of the season. We should be getting it. Depending on the window, I might look for more, but like, I'm not looking at City. I'm not looking at second place. I just need Chelsea to be back in the UCL spots. And then hopefully we can continue to build the team from then and then maybe challenge the season afterwards. But the bar's in hell right now. People just want to see a cohesive structure, some pressing patterns, score a goal consistently. That would be nice. And then just build from there.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think obviously Champions League is it? I don't think it's out of possibility. I think it is possible, but if for me, if I would put like my neutral hat on, I'd be saying, okay, I want to see a style of football that's implemented pretty much every single game. So even if you lose, you go, okay, we lost, but the intent was there. We played well, and we played in the style that Pochettino wants to play in. And yeah, score some goals. That'd be good, and just see some more structure from the football club, and just basically see that Chelsea is recovering from last year's absolute beating. You know what I mean? Last year was an embarrassment. You know what I mean?
We talk about pressure. I don't think Pochettino could come in with less pressure. The bar is so low after the last 12 months. Like, you just need to make us look like a cohesive team again, and everyone's going to be behind. Hell, the first press conference did enough. That's all he needed. Just don't say the boys gave everything and that, and we'll all be on your side. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a much more optimistic season for us. I don't know what to expect, but I actually look forward to football for the first time in ages, and that's already a positive.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to this season, man. It's going to be mega. Big up for coming on the channel, bro. Appreciate it. Let them know your channel and that.
Yeah, check out carefreelewisg every afternoon for Chelsea live streams, and check out Chelsea Fan TV as well. Do videos, vlogs, live reviews, watch-alongs, all of that. So check that out. And big up for having me on, bro. Big up.
Nah, appreciate it coming on, man. Guys, make sure you let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. A lot to discuss there. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. And I'll see you in tomorrow's review.